this one. We'll allow that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Grab a little kitty.
Grab a little kitty. Look who came to start the stream out with me. Look at that. And
We
she's
got a
got
kitty cat.
and she's got a little black kitty cat, which you can't see because she's wearing dark clothes once again. So good evening, everyone. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you all had a nice weekend. We actually had a really nice weekend, I thought, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, spending some time together and doing the things that we enjoy. But we enjoy each other's company, so that's not a bad thing. What do you want? Hold on. I'm jealous because Dad's getting attention. So anyway, um, before we jump into this stream, I just want to remind everybody this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to be decent to each other in the chat, no racism, no nastiness. If you cannot follow those easy, simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here. So just putting that out there ahead of time. So you
I'm
can,
gonna pop back out, I think.
all right.
I just remember that I have an order that somebody made, so I gotta get that out so I can go to the post office tomorrow.
Well, okay. Well, then, would you like to, while we're here, while you're joining us for this part, mention your channel really quickly and tell people what you do?
Yep, I have an Etsy account and I make crafts. I need to put more jewelry up there, but right now I'm kind of in my crocheting era, as I like to say. So I have cat hats that are you order in it. I will make it as you order them. So
I know somebody just actually had asked in a comment on the last video if they would ship over to the UK and they would pay for all the shipping and stuff, of course.
yeah,
And I said, yes, she would do that.
as long as you know that it's gonna cost more to ship over there.
Yeah, it's going to definitely cost more. So JJ threw up Heather's link there if you guys would like to go check out her channel. And so, all right.
All right.
So off you go.
Yep. To make my magic.
All right, do your thing. I love you.
I love you too.
All right. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about. I'm sure by now that you've heard, uh, pinball got a strike. Pinball preparedness got a strike on YouTube. Um, Heaven forbid that he has an opinion about something, and what is being done with things. And so he was, you know, he was notified by YouTube, so he will not be seen for a week unless you go on to alternative sites that he also has channels on. So sorry to hear about that because I think Pinball's a good dude, and it just goes to show you that the censorship is out there. Well, I'm not going to say Billy the Kid what he got a strike for. Go on Rumble, and you will see. On that channel what he did and the video. I actually watched the video. I don't think that it was anything out of turn, uh, you know, but uh, but yes, you know, that is part of the game that is being played. So we all have to be careful of what we're saying and what we're doing. Unfortunately, because there is people out there looking to shut up people that have a thought process that may not go along with the planned narrative. So that's where that goes. But anyhow, so unfortunately, that happens. I mean, I know he has a backup channel, and I also know he does Rumble as well, but still not cool because that hurts him obviously when that something like that happens. All right. So I want to talk about, like I said, a couple different things in this stream today. We're going to definitely talk about different things. I really want to hear your guys' interactions. What would you, if you have questions about anything, please feel free in the comments. I'll try to answer your questions as much as I possibly can. What are you eating? What are you getting into, Miss Pandora? But yeah, there's a lot of things going on uh, that I obviously I'm one of the people that don't agree with a lot of things that are happening, But there is, hey, there's 80K man. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. But nothing on the house yet, Janie. Haven't had an offer or anything like that. So we'll see. Like I said, the house will sell when it's meant to sell. If it's not meant to sell, then I'll keep the property for now. I'll sell it at some point, and we'll just go from there. So, Tamara Ryder just said, just found out that a young man that I used to work with died in a motorcycle accident. That's not good. That's not good at all. Actually, I'll tell you a story about something like that of a young man that I knew personally that died. It was his own stupidity that got him killed, to be honest with you. But I used to work at a place. This was when I was in high school, and it was called Red Creek, and it had been in this family for years and years and years. And it was a bar, restaurant, dance place, all that type of stuff. So I started out as a busboy, then became a dishwasher, then became a short order cook. Working my way through the ranks there at that place. And young guy I worked with, I was 18, I think he was 18, and we were talking one day, and he goes, "How do you like to drive?" And I said, "Yeah, I pick my spots. I like to drive fast sometimes. Sometimes I don't." He's like, "Oh, I like to go fast all the time. The more speed, the better." 2 weeks after we had that conversation, he was dead. He'd gotten fired from the job, or he had quit, one of the two. I don't remember which way it went. He had taken off, and he was down in Pennsylvania, and he had stolen gas. This is before you had to prepay and everything, but as you're too tall to be a short order cook, yeah, that's right. Um, but so he had stolen gas, was running from the police, ended up hitting a older couple head on. All three of them were killed. So that stupid choices, definitely consequences for your actions. When you do things like that, unfortunately, his decisions cost him his life, but unfortunately, it also cost, you know, those other folks their life too. My son was killed while riding a motorcycle 12 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that. I really, really am. We lose way too many people to motorcycle accidents. And a lot of the times it's crotch rockets. I don't know if your son had a crotch rocket, but you got that much power and that much speed, and young men and testosterone. Got to test it out, and unfortunately, a lot of times that ends up being fatal. It's happened to a lot of folks, unfortunately. I know several people that have lost sons, that way. But now I like to go fast. I'm not going to lie. I drive fast normally, but I'm not taking stupid chances. We just had somebody here in New York was just killed, didn't navigate a turn on a motorcycle. More people die on turns than any other way. Yeah, and alcohol a lot of times is a factor. That is absolutely, you know, but yeah, that is definitely a factor too. But it's unfortunate. I try to talk to these younger guys, but you can't, you can't really tell them anything. They don't want to listen. Actually, I got to kill the volume on my phone so that that doesn't go off while we're doing this. 110 on a crotch rocket when I was 22. Middle lane turns into one solid line. Never did it again. Yeah, that's not a good thing. All right, hold on, I'm just gonna kill this volume. All right, make sure I did that. But yeah, it's I've done 120 in a car. I've done 120 on a bike. So but okay. So when I went 120 on a bike, it was on a straightaway. I knew where I was going. I knew it was coming up. You pick your spots. Uh, you know, Never been that fast on a motorcycle, but 120 in a few cars. On a bike at 120, it's actually pretty wild. It really is. I'm not gonna lie. Being honest, it's definitely a rush. But again, one mistake at that speed, especially on a motorcycle, they're going to scrape you off the pavement. Scott said I've gone 170 on a bike. Yeah, so obviously had to be a crotch rocket, but yeah, it's it is what it is. But I know one of the things that I've always wanted to do, so it's like on my bucket list, is the autobahn. I absolutely would love to hop in a car or on a bike. Well, not on a bike so much on the autobahn, but more in a car. So yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I did 120. I had well, I've done it a few times in a car, but one of them was in a Mustang convertible, and that other time was I had oh God, what was that car? God, I can't even remember what that car was. Pontiac Trans Am. So yeah, those were the two. And the one when I did, I was pretty young when I got that car. My one of my brother's friends had said to me at the time, he goes 3 months, and I go 3 months. He goes, yeah, you'll be dead in 3 months in that car. We used to call it the fiberglass coffin, but yeah, I could get up and go. I clocked at 150 on an alligator alley in Florida. Talking my way out of a ticket. Cop was awesome. Wow, you got really really lucky, really really lucky. But anyway, so let's talk about prepping mindset, where we should be going, what we should be doing. You know, I love going off on these little tangents. They're fun, but yeah, it's we live in a very we're things are getting worse, folks. And I don't want to sit here and say it's all by design and it's all on purpose because I'm gonna I know, at off topic. Imagine that. I know, what a surprise. I would hate to think that everything is happening is being orchestrated, that it's being done on purpose. I would hate to think that that is a possibility. Does it look like that? It kind of does. I mean, being realistic. Now, I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that it's not. But the incompetence is really really scary. Listen, guys, I'm not going to get into the topic of Pinball's video that got him a strike. I'm not going to talk about that. Okay. So stop asking, please. But yeah, so let's but anyway, the point that I'm making is there is a lot to be concerned about right now. So we need to stay diligent. We need to be paying attention. We need to be reading between the lines. Okay, we really truly do. With everything that's happening, it's I mean, I don't know how many times I can come on here realistically and say a lot of the same things over and over and over again. Because if you haven't really got it by this point, you're probably not going to get it. You're not going to understand. And you're living in your bubble and you're safe in your safe space and you think everything's going to be great and wonderful forever. If history has not taught us anything, that things change. That's what history has taught us. Things change. Nothing stays the same. So to sit back and go, I'm not worried about anything. I'm not concerned. Everything is going to be fine. That's foolishness, to be honest with you. You know, I want you to think of it like a couple. We're going to talk about it in a couple ways so that you kind of understand. But real quick, we got 548 in the chat. We have 153 thumbs up so far, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel at this point, please do so and hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And not that you're going to get all notifications because they don't even do that. but it happens. But if you hit it, maybe the chances of you getting the notifications would be a good thing. So let's talk about history and history repeating itself. We're going to also talk about relying on the government to take care of you. Again, if you look at history, that will show you that that is folly. That is a mistake to rely on somebody else. You need to be relying on yourselves. I don't understand, the thought process of nothing's ever going to change, everything's going to be fine, nothing to worry about, we're going to be great. uh, you know, Looking at where we're headed with gas prices. Again, we just were out today. Gas prices were up another 4 cents here in New York, so now it is 4.89 a gallon, and it just with no sign of slowing down, no sign of getting cheaper. It's going absolutely the other way, and so you know it is correct. Were you able to find lamp oil? Oh, good question, JJ. I actually had some already. I have got actually more than some already. I got a bunch already, but I didn't even look for that. I wasn't. I just when we were out, I just grabbed the wicks from Walmart because and honestly, I got a ton of wicks already. But with picking up four more packages, it gives me 20 more wicks because it comes with five in a pack. At least we have gas. Sri Lanka is out of gas, and again, that's another thing as well. Paying attention to what else is happening in other countries, and how bad things are getting. Uh, you know, there is a supply chain issue. It's very, very apparent that there's a supply chain issue, and can you make your own wicks? Yeah, actually, Patty, yes, you can. What you can do, one of the things you can do, and somebody actually, I'm going to give the credit to the person in the comments. They said you can buy the string mops, and the strings on the mops can be used as wicks. So, I mean, there would be one way that you can get some more wicks that way. So, absolutely, you could do that, and that type of thing. But, I like to have enough of different things so that I'm in a position that I have more than enough than not enough. I don't ever want to be in a position. I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, no, it is never. First of all, yeah. So somebody just said it's never too late. It's never too late to start prepping. If you've done nothing up to this point, done absolutely nothing, and you just had an epiphany, you just woke up, you realized how fragile our system is. The on-time delivery system is a nightmare waiting to happen. Uh, you know, there's a lot of concerns. Hey, Asif, back in late February this year, I made a prediction here on a live chat of $5 to $6 a gallon by June. I'll hold off on my egg count until 8:45, and yes to TN. Yeah, I remember you saying that it would be in that range. I do remember you saying that, and it's thank you very much for the donation and thank you for the statement. It is getting worse, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. When you have people having to make choices of paying bills, eating, putting gas in your vehicle, and depending on what you're driving, if it's not gas friendly, you're spending some serious money. I went and got gas the other day, and I was filling up some gas cans as well, but I went and got like $160, in gas. So I filled up the gas cans and then I put more in my truck. And the lady said to me, the cash register lady had said, she goes, "It is unbelievable to me now that somebody putting in 140, $160 in their gas tank is normal." And I said, "Tell me about it. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. How do you survive? How do people survive? I don't know how some people are doing it. I really don't. There comes a breaking point where people can't get ahead. So what do you do? I mean, realistically, at that point, what do you do? What are you going to do to be able to take care of your families and all those type of stuff? Do you rely on the government at that point? I mean, I don't have the answers. I really don't, because you can realistically, you can only work so much. There's only so much you can work, or so many hours that you can work. Um, Guys, I've been there. I was living, if you will, the American dream, but I call it the American nightmare. I had a stay-at-home wife that wouldn't help. I mean, that's another whole video, but wife that wouldn't help, three kids to take care of, and it was all on me. Now, as a man, that's my responsibility. I get it. The wife should help. She really should, but in my case, she wouldn't. That's one of the reasons why we're no longer together. But that's that it is what it is. But we had the big house. 90% of people live paycheck to paycheck in 2021. I agree 100%, Asif, and that's exactly how most people are doing it, paycheck to paycheck. And when you have food prices and gas prices and everything else going through the roof, uh, you know, something's got to give. Something's got to give. Heating oil, all those type of things. There is a breaking point, and we're close. I really truly believe we're close. But anyway, I was working 66 hours a week. I did it for 10 years. And I got to a point, I just like, I can't keep doing this. Completely stressed out to the max constantly. If you have followed my story at all, if you haven't, you can go back and look at old videos. But I made some choices. I made changes because I couldn't keep doing it and not stay alive. Because I'll tell you right now, I was absolutely headed for a stroke or a heart attack in an early grave. And I just said, you know what? This is not what I want to do anymore. And so we changed things. And when we made those changes, my ex-wife decided that she no longer wanted to be part of the program, and so she jetted. And and that's okay. Things happened. We all make choices, and you know, uh, I got to a breaking point in that situation as well, and I put my foot down. And when I put my foot down, she was gone. Some people will use you until they use you up, and then they throw you away like garbage. But I will tell you this, and the best blessing out of that situation that came out of it, in my opinion, I got to raise my children. I took care of my kids full time from that point on, and they were not poisoned by that influence at that point. So that's kind of where that's the way I look at it. And my kids are good kids. And I'm really really happy to. I have the honor and the privilege to say that I was their dad. So but yeah, it's like, but again, people are really, really struggling, even more so now. Things are progressively getting worse. And at some point, like I said, there's going to be a point where, what are you going to do? I'm a painter, can't find a helper. It's hard work. Well, Bill, I was talking to a guy that down in West Virginia, and he's a contractor, does remodeling and all those type of stuff. And he told me basically the same thing that you just said. He can't get any help. He can't get people to stay. Nobody wants to work. They don't want to work. And so he said, he goes, I'll hire somebody. He goes, we'll be on a job. They leave for lunch and they just never come back. He told me, he goes, there's actually people that I owe money to that I've never seen again. And I never could understand that mindset. I can't understand that way of thinking because I was always a worker. I wanted to have money in my pocket. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I was never afraid of working because that's how you got things. Nobody gave me squat. I mean, I had to work for it, and yeah, it's just it is crazy. It is crazy, and like I said, we have a drug epidemic in this country, huge drug epidemic in this country. Oh, here's something too, and again, I want to go back on this topic. I'm just going to touch on this topic because I think it is important. Okay, so the situation in Buffalo that happened, the attorney general is planning. They're going to see about suing the gun manufacturer because, of course, can't be the individual's fault. It has to be the gun's fault. So they're looking into that possibility of suing the gun manufacturer. Now, my question would be, first of all, I'm still curious to see what medication that young man was on. All right. And if he was on whatever, and I'm not going to say, it could be this, it could be that, whatever, but whatever he was on, given to him by Big Pharma, wouldn't they partially be responsible? And could, if they're going to sue the gun manufacturer, couldn't they also sue Big Pharma? Just a question. Just a curiosity question. I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't. I don't think you should be suing anybody in that situation. You have to look at the individual, see where he was at. Why wasn't he already, because he had had a psych evaluation before, why wasn't he already red flagged to not be able to get a weapon? That would be the problem. So somebody dropped a ball, okay? But again, they'll deflect blame, and they'll and do all those type of things. It's absolutely, to me, it's absolutely insanity. There was a settlement, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, with the whole Sandy Hook incident, right, where the gun manufacturer actually did a settlement out of court. Why would they even, when they were locked up, the mother had control of that. She knew her son had all kinds of issues. He kills his mom, takes those, did what he did with the Sandy Hook incident. Okay. And I will always say this, folks. I will always say this. If those teachers had been allowed to stay armed and defend themselves, that situation would have been squashed in a heartbeat. Okay. Would have been squashed in a heartbeat. But, when you have the big sign in front of the school, this is a gun free zone. Well, then, if you're a bad guy, most likely you go in there and nobody's going to be armed. It is setting you up for failure. And that's my opinion only. Uh, you know, that's just kind of where I believe. I think we need to have, or like I said, you have armed security. Now, there are a lot of places now because of that whole situation. I know, like, they, like with my daughter's school when she was in high school, they had a resource officer who was a county sheriff, that his job was to be there at the school at all times. And that is a very good deterrent because, again, you just never know. And so either you do it that way or there's other options that are available as well. But it's just, you know, thinking that if you ban this or ban that, that's going to end the problem. That never ends the problem. It never ends a problem because, again, regardless of what laws, and I'm going to say this, and I've said this before, you guys have heard this, so it's like a broken record. Regardless of what laws are put in place, bad characters are going to get what they're going to get. They're going to do what they're going to do. They don't have to use one of these, right? They can use fertilizer. Timothy McVeigh comes to mind, all right, with the Oklahoma City bombing there, right? The federal building there. He killed a whole bunch of people and he did not use one of these, all right? So vehicles are used. It happens all the time. We see that on the news too. Go drive through the crowd, run over a bunch of people. You got a whole bunch of victims. Uh, Sick, twisted minded people, regardless of who they are, if there is a will, there's a way. You look at over in the UK. So they take away all of these. So now you have a lot of issues with people using, right? And that's what they're doing because that's what they can get a hold of. So they got drop boxes now all over the place so that you can drop those off if you want. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolute insanity to me. I don't understand that thinking. I really don't. I've when I did the motorcycle tour a couple years ago, all those guys came over from the UK, and we had some great discussions because I love to have discussions with people. I'm not trying to push my will on anybody. I don't want anybody trying to push their will on me, but I wanted to understand their mindset of why they were okay with completely being disarmed by their government. And it's just, but they're just so used to it that it's like no big deal to them. And so, and they can't understand our American mindset of why we want to be able to defend ourselves and take care of our families and stuff like that. So it's like I said, it's a different mindset. Ed, any ideas for drone strikes to preppers? I could that be something that happens? Absolutely, could be. If somebody want, look what our own government does to who we deem to be a bad actor. How many people? How many people have been taken out by drone strikes? A ton. So if they decide, Mary Lap, if they decide that you're a bad guy and you're a threat to whatever, absolutely they can do that. They can absolutely do that. I honestly believe and I believe it's a matter of when, not if, when we have a collapse, they will be way too busy concerning themselves with other things to worry about what preppers are doing. Because the reality is this, folks. The majority of people that prep, hold on a second, we got Asa says, how do you defend against a bear? Talk them to death? Exactly. Yeah, you better have stopping power to stop them. Absolutely. Good point. And thank you, Asa, for saying that. There's a lot of animals out there. We are not the apex animal in nature. Brown bears, black bear will kill you too, especially if she has a cub. But generally, black bears are more afraid of humans than we are of them. But, we have to really be just so going back to what I was going to say about preppers, okay? The majority of preppers out there, the more majority of you out here that are prepping, are you looking to overthrow the government? No. Are you looking to be in charge and and all that type of stuff, or are you looking to be this great militia when the time comes? No. Most preppers, our mindset, and this is where I'm going to tell you what this is my mindset. Most preppers out here, we want to survive and thrive no matter what happens. We want to be left alone. Exactly. Yep. Red Neckenston. Yep. I just want to be left alone. And that's what I want too. I want to mind my own business. I want to take care of what I got to take care of. I want to take care of my family, take care of my group, keep them safe. When the time comes, if when we have a true collapse in this country, it is going to be a nightmare. So if you are not grouped up with people, but they assume preppers are part of cults, of course they do, because that's the narrative and that's the propaganda. Good point, JJ. That's what they want to push out there. They want you, Joe, average citizen, to think preppers are crazy, that we have some kind of an agenda. That we sit around and wait and can't wait for the collapse to happen. I will tell you this, guys. I hope the collapse never happens. And somebody said, I've had people say to me, well, Ed, you're a prepper and you're into prepping and you're getting ready for something to happen. Don't you want something to happen? I said, no, I don't want anything to happen, because when something happens, I know what this world will turn into. Okay. I know what this world will turn into. Now, there is a little bitty percentage of me that would love to say to certain people, haha, I told you so, right? But the reality is, I would rather not something have not I would rather not have something happen, because and then people have asked me, well, what about all the prepping you've done, everything you've done, it would be for nothing. No, it would not be. Being as independent as I possibly can, having my own power source, having water, having my gardens, having animals, and being as self-sufficient as I can, that's a freedom. That's a freedom. So as a prepper, as a homesteader, as an off-gridder, those are all positive attributes, in my opinion. When things continue to spiral down the rabbit hole, as long as I have that opportunity to have power, to be able to, keep things as normal as possible, nothing would ever be normal again. Number one, there would be no going back to normal. There is going to be no normal. And I've said this before, and I talked to my group about this too, and I'll tell them, I said, listen, what our game plan is, when the time comes, we gather together, We hunker down and we try to ride out the wave. The reality is this, folks: with inside of 1 year of a post collapse, the world, let's say, uh, worldwide collapse, everything is collapsed. Within 1 year, the United States population will be reduced by 90%. That's almost a given. That's almost a given. And it's not all going to be from, pew, pew, pew. That's not what it's going to be, the majority of it. I've talked about this before. The majority of people are going to die from dysentery, drinking tainted water because they have no clue, they have no idea, because they've never done anything to prepare that way. They have no idea of what to do. They don't even know how to make a fire. Uh, People will die of stupidity. It is amazing to me how little skills our society today has. Very, very little skills. Without the grid, the majority of people in this country would be absolutely lost. Absolutely lost. You would have a very short period of time where you would see cannibalism, starvation, people killing each other. American blackout, okay? Really, really good example of that, of how quickly things degraded where people were killing each other over a can of food. That's realistic. That's absolutely realistic. So if you are prepared, if you put yourself in a situation to be ready to deal with whatever situations, that's great. If you are not prepared as far as organized, okay, can the individual prepping family survive? They could, not long term, because again, if you have husband, wife, let's say you got 3 kids, all right, chores still got to get done every day. You got to have somebody on watch all the time. So somebody has to be awake at all times. So with 5 people, that's going to put a strain on people. What happens if somebody gets hurt, somebody gets sick, all those type of things? Those are all factors as well. I couldn't even imagine what it would be like as a parent to lose children in a post event. It would be devastating, devastating. So mentally, it would be it would be really, really tough. And especially, like I said again, the majority of people have no clue. And when I say the majority, literally more than 90% of the people out there haven't got clue one. They're not ready for anything in any way, shape, or form. Now, are there government bunkers here and there, and do they have supplies, and do they have people that they will, scientists and doctors and soldiers and that type of stuff that will go underground and will survive long term? Absolutely, they're ready for that. They have a 5 year or 10 year supply of food, and they have their independent power, and they have all that type of stuff. They're ready to rock. Okay, Joe average citizen, that's me and you, we're screwed unless we get organized, unless we get to a place where we can put ourselves in a situation that is going to be our best chance to survive. And that's why I don't understand why more people are not grouping up. I don't understand why, and I know trust is a huge part of that. You got to find somebody that you can trust, somebody that you know is not going to screw you the first chance that they possibly can get. That's why vetting people is so important. Making sure what kind of people that you have in your group, getting together on a regular basis, working together, see who gets along, see who doesn't get along. You're going to have to weed people out. It's very, very hard. It's very, very hard. I have some people, I'll tell you, I got some people in the group that are going to be traveling some pretty decent distances to get there when the time comes. And so you would say to yourself, well, why would they do that? Their chances of them getting there are not very good. Without hope, without hope, you have nothing. You have nothing without hope. So, end of the world happens. I'll give you a good scenario, okay? End of the world happens. You have no plan. You have no plan whatsoever. You're driven from your home. Now you're on the road, literally with what you can carry on your back. Maybe you don't have a bicycle. Maybe you don't have some way to a trailer to have gear on it and supplies. You're on the road. You're on foot. It's you and the wife and the kids. Where are you going? Where are you going? Now, I'm going to tell you what, the majority of people, they're going to go south. That's where they're going to go because when the winters hit up in the Northeast, Midwest, all those type of places, just the winters alone are going to kill a ton of people. So most people are going to head south because they're going to think, well, if I go south, then, I'm going to be in better shape. Well, again, what you have to also remember, there's always going to be somebody wanting to take what you have. So if you're prepped up and you're sitting in your house and you think you're going to be safe for a long time, uh, probably if you have neighbors, that's your first people that are going to come after you for your stuff, and your family's going to be right close behind them because if they know you prep and they know you have stuff, you're by yourself and you're by your lonesome and you don't have people that you're working with, you're going to be in trouble really really quickly. So something to think about. Something to think about. Again, trying to keep things as normal as you can for as long as you can. Being able to take a hot shower every day, psychologically alone, that is a huge advantage for people. If people are getting proper rest, if you're eating regular meals, psychologically, once again, that's a huge advantage for people. Uh, you know, but you're always going to have to be on guard. You're always going to have to stay diligent because there is definitely going to be people out there that have bad intentions. That's a fact. That's a fact. And if you have it and they don't, uh, you know, that's just the way it is. Just the way it is. So, what do we got? 800 in the chat. We're at 313 on the thumbs up, guys. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. It also really does help with the algorithm, so I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. I'll give you a good example of the shower thing. I'll talk about this real quick. I had my other property further south here in New York, and we built a 12 by 24 building. We started out with that, and we built an 8 by 8 shower room on top of that. We did not have a well up there, so I set up a rain catchment system, and we did that. And then when I was able to work all day up at that property and then take a hot shower at the end of the day, psychologically, that was such a huge win. It was amazing. It was like, okay, it's now it doesn't suck so much because you get up there camp out for the weekend, it could be pretty crappy. But taking that nice hot shower, it made it all worthwhile. So just something to think about. So real quick before we do the egg count, which we're going to do here shortly, I want to talk about a couple of things. We have Deloma, and JJ will throw the link up for them. Deloma Health. They have the 8-in-1 supplement for your immune system. It's a really good product. It's an American-made company. They're based out of Texas. All the products are coming from the United States, so nothing is shipped in from out overseas. So it's all the products are American. It's an American company, and it supports American business. I think that's a really good thing. Hey Ed, your website is down. Okay, it does that once in a while. Just check later, and it should be back up. It goes through cycles like that. It really does. But again, but Deloma Health, so JJ, if you would throw that link up there, again, they have you can save 10% by using my link, which is right there. JJ just threw that link up there. You can save 10% by using that link if you go to them and use that to order. It's 60 pills, and it is also there's you take 2 a day. It helps boost your immune system. It's a good thing to have now, and it's also a great thing to have in a post event. So definitely take advantage of that. All right. Also, we have go to my website preppernurse1.com, which somebody just said is down at the moment. But they have. Oh, you can save another 10% with Deloma Health if you sign up to get a monthly order. So you can save another 10% that way. So definitely take advantage of that as well. Okay. But anyway, um, if you go to preppernurse1.com, we have the Prepper Nurse One community there, which is a resource that we set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. So definitely take advantage of that. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. Once you are in, read the message boards. look for people in your state or your country. I'm going to very strongly encourage you guys to group up if you are not grouped up yet. All right. I have people, I'm still getting some people contacting me about being part of my group, and we're going over those things right now. I definitely am always going to be willing to take new people into my group as well. You have to contact me at prepreneurs1@yahoo.com and give me your phone number. I'll call you and we'll tell you what's going on, what the deal is with that if you're interested. Okay. Also, on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is a CBD and hemp store. Definitely take advantage of them as well. You click on their logo on my website, it will take you to their website. Once you're there, if you decide to make your website seems to report not having enough disk space, which is an odd error. Yeah, that's who knows what's up with that. It'll be back. It goes through cycles. I'll call my IT guy and I'll see what he can do about it. Okay, I definitely will do that. But anyway, uh, once you're on their website, if you make a CBD or hemp purchase, you can save 15% by using the discount code Prepper Nurse One. Uh, wow, Ed, you really tanned. Oh, I get dark. I absolutely get dark. And I will continue. Wait till the end of summer. Wait till you see how dark I'll be then. But anyway, also, on my website, we have the Legacy Freeze Dried Food. So, again, preppernurse1.com, click on store, it drops down. You'll see Legacy Foods. Go into it'll take you to the store within the website. What we have available is there 25-year shelf life, GMO free, gluten options available. It is also vegetarian. There are beef and chicken options that you can buy separately. All right, so definitely take advantage of those things. All right, so let's do the egg count now. So business is taken care of. Now we can rest of the stream. We can just talk. Um, what are the fundamentals of vetting people? We'll get to that in a second, and I will tell you. I will definitely give you that information. So number of eggs, and yes or no, did thick neck lay today? I will give you this information from yesterday. We had 11 eggs yesterday and no thick neck egg yesterday. Okay, so that's whatever advantage that gives for people. So we'll give you a moment to get your guesses in for today, and we'll give you a moment and we will go from there. All right. Again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, let's do that, folks. We got 718 in the chat and only 390 thumbs up. So let's see what we can do about that. All right. If you had the same exact guess is Kit Carson. Kit Carson with 9 eggs and yes for thick neck today. She actually was the first one to lay. When I went out there at 8 this morning, she had already laid at 8 o'clock this morning because she didn't lay yesterday. But so Kit Carson is our winner chicken dinner. So but yeah, so I mean, 20 eggs in 2 days. I'm not ever going to complain about that at all, and so that's a good thing. They're fun. Kid Carson says, "Yeah, finally got it. Yes, you did." And I saw you were the first one right. And I always try to look for the first one who's right, and that's who I try to, make sure that I give you that right. Give them credit. So yeah, she's laid 3 of the last 4 days. Thick Neck has after she had taken like 2 days off. So but anyhow, so somebody had asked me the vetting process, all right? And this is what I would encourage all of you to do. If you decide that you want to start a group, you want to have people, come in that want to be part of your group. A background check is first. I believe a background check only shows you so much information because anybody that's any good at what they do doesn't get caught. Okay. There are a lot of us out there that have done things in the past. I'm not saying anybody in general, okay, that they did not get caught for, but there are things that they get caught for as well. Did you check my email link? I forgot to send a number, but we'll do so after the live. I don't remember honestly. I don't remember. But yes, definitely send me your phone number and I will call you. Um, so anyway, definitely do a background check first. It gives you an idea of what type of person you're dealing with. The second thing, what I would highly recommend if you're going to meet somebody, you meet them off sight the first time, because somebody may pass a background check, but they may be crazy as a loon, and you do not know that. Okay, so you have to meet them first, so you don't bring them onto your location, and now the crazy person knows where you are. You don't want that. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. After you've sat down and met with that person, uh, listen to your gut. I would always recommend that people listen to their gut. I listen to my gut. If I have an uneasy feeling, if something just doesn't add up, if something is just isn't right, I will cut a person loose based on that alone. And I have done that. Okay. I am not going to have people that I have any doubt about, any question about. So, I have not got my plaque yet. I got to contact somebody from YouTube because they should have sent me, um, they should have sent me my plaque by now. But again, listen to your gut. If you have any kind of doubt about somebody, don't let them be part of what you're doing. You have to look at the big picture. Okay, so I think that that's really, really important. What you have to do after that, so the person's passed all those criterias, you let them into your group. If your group is meeting, how often you guys meet is up to you. Uh, then what you have to see is how they work together with other people. The interactions, are they willing to jump in? Are they sitting back waiting for somebody else to do something? Are they lazy? Those are all factors, because when you get to a point, you got to understand, right now is not a high stress time. It really isn't. It's really not a high stress time. After SHTF, it will absolutely be a high stress time. You have to think about those things. When you put crazy people in your mix, or you put people that don't work well with other people, and then you add high stress on top of it, it's a recipe for disaster. Somebody could get hurt. A lot of things can happen. Okay. But you have to really pay attention. How are people getting along? If you have people that are coming together and they're working, what is your biggest staple for food storage? God, that is a very, very good question. And there's no one thing that I would say have this and a ton of it. But one of the things that I would definitely say to people, uh, beans, potatoes. But listen, potatoes, you could have potatoes alone and you can survive. Potatoes can be used for a lot of different things. They reproduce very, very well. You can get a lot of yield out of a potato crop. So I think that that's a good thing as well. Beans are high in protein, which is also a very good thing to have. They will sit a long time. I have a lot of rice as well. I have a lot of rice because rice is a filler. So if I'm making a meal and I'm trying to feed a large group of people, you use rice as your base. You mix it up. You turkey gravy, chicken gravy, pork gravy, all those different types of things. It's going to change that texture of the rice. So you're not just eating plain rice constantly. You can put greens in the rice. You can put meat in the rice. There's a lot of things that you can do with that, and it's going to be better, that way. So, uh, if I had to just pick a few things, it would be rice, beans, and potatoes. Now there's a lot of other things I like to have with that. I like to have a lot of spices, because it again changes the texture, changes the taste. I like the gravy mixes because again it changes the taste. Um, if you have nothing but plain white rice constantly, day in, day out, you're going to get sick of it. You're going to not want to eat it anymore. So you need to change things up. You got to have different things with that. So that's what I would encourage people to do. So just give you an idea. But again, going back to people, yeah, salt is important, definitely important. But and I love deer with rice. You know what? I can't say that I don't either. I think that that is awesome, absolutely awesome. But if you are properly prepared, folks, Seeds are hugely important. You got to have seeds. If you don't have seeds, how you growing crops when things go to dog doo doo, right? Got to have seeds. So like when you're planting your gardens, make sure you're harvesting seeds out of what you're planting. You can get a lot of seeds out of one cucumber, a lot of seeds, and that can grow a whole lot more. Oatmeal is another very good one. Yes, oatmeal is a great thing to have in your preps. I agree 100%, EV3 Dale. Yep. Very filling, which is good. Again, another really good protein source. So, what I would recommend too to people, okay, if you're drinking straight water constantly, it's just water, water, water every day. I mean, you're going to drink it because you need to hydrate. But if you have iced tea, lemonade, grape drink, Tang, you know, different ways to make that taste different, that's going to be good. Use that as a treat. Use that as a reward. Okay. Maybe once a week you make up a big old pitcher of sweet tea, or you have, lemonade or whatever. Those type of things. Again, morale boosters are very, very important. Kool-Aid, absolutely. So I think that's important to have. I have a ton of that type of stuff in my preps as well, just because I think that's more really important. Uh, Coffee, okay, freeze dried coffee will last 20 years. Just so you know, even if you open that freeze dried coffee, you're looking at a 20-year shelf life on freeze dried coffee. Regular coffee is not going to have that shelf life. So those are things you need to think about as well. I like to have a lot of freeze dried coffee because bouillon cubes are another great thing. Yes, absolutely. So, but again, there's a lot of different options, but you have to, like I said, if you are properly prepped and if you plan things out the right way, the only difference when SHTF happens, um, you know, the only difference would be, okay, now you don't have TV. You don't have a radio unless whatever music that you have, tapes and all those type of things that you can play off of your own system, your off-grid system, where you can put in CDs and those type of things. So they're not going to have that. You're not going to have the internet. The internet wouldn't be there anymore, obviously. So you would not have those type of things. You need to have other forms of entertainment. I think that that's important too, and I've talked about that in a lot of videos. Board games, card games, dice, all those type of things. To sit down to be able to play poker, something to break up the monotony. Having plenty of books to read, even if it is, if you like romance novels, you better get a whole bunch of them and set them aside. Books on knowledge, power. Knowledge is power. So the more that you have that way as well is going to be a huge part of that. So, you know, really, really important, really important. So, but those are things you need to think about. If you plan properly, the transition doesn't have to be as devastating as it's going to be for most people. You know, no video games for the younger generation. Yeah, think about, they're so used to having those things, they lose their minds not having their phones that are attached at their hip constantly. So those are things to think about. Just something to share. Hopefully, it gives you guys some ideas and stuff like that. Yeah, pictures of family and friends. That's a really important thing too. I think that is a good thing. So, so what are we at? 699 in the chat. We're 430 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot that thumbs up yet, again, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Hello, how are you? Uh, Come on, come on up, come on, come up and say hi to everybody. Yes, my little baby. Um, so that's like I said, you're going to be very, very busy in an SHTF event. I think it's important to have somebody in your group to teach kids reading, writing, and arithmetic. Those are the things that are going to be important. They still need to know how to read. They're going to need to know how to do math, and they better know how to write and spell. I mean, I still can't spell worth the crap. I'll be honest with you, but As you guys know, if you've seen some of the titles of my videos, I have to go in and correct things all the time. Spelling was definitely never my forte. I did not care about spelling. I had a girl that liked me that sat in front of me, and when we would have a spelling test, she would slide her paper over, and I would look at her paper and I would copy off of her. I just didn't care. I wouldn't study. Wouldn't do it. I was a stupid kid, to be honest with you. Very, very stupid kid. But that happens. And then I become a nurse. How crazy is that, right? Who would have thunk it? But anyway, all right. So let us do some shout outs for other channels. So again, let's keep those thumbs up coming. Let's see how high we can get that up there. I do appreciate that ahead of time as well. Again, it really does make a difference with the algorithms. Yeah, there's different types of intelligence. Some people, are really into the. As I know, I have my spelling Nazis on the channel. Uh, you know, just like with there, all the different theirs. I don't really care. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So, sorry, I got something in my eye. Anyway, let's do some shout outs for some other channels. So we'll start off in Canada with Icky Can. Love Icky Can. He's an awesome dude. Definitely show him some support. You have Sean James up there as well with the Sean James channel and my Self-reliance. North Shore Preparedness is also up in Canada, so let's show him some love. We have Doug and Stacy is a great channel as well. Mary Greeley News. We have uh, Angry Prepper down in New York City. We have City Prepper. There is Pinball Preparedness, who's dealing with the strike right now. So go to his other channels and show him some support over there. We have Kyle's Cabin, which is up in Minnesota. Also in Minnesota, we have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods. Husband and wife, two different channels, good people. You also have Corporal's Corner and Bjorn Hansen are two different ones as well. So definitely show them some support as well. You have Marfugal News out on the West Coast with Adam and Dax. Definitely give them some support as well. The Needy Homesteader is another one really good. Alaska Prepper with Rudy. You have Alaskan Granny as well. Lisa Haven. And you have let's see, Wrangle. We have Wrangle Stars out there as well. He's also a good channel. You have Gray Man Prepping. There is Magic Prepper out in North Dakota. East Tennessee Preparedness is another channel. You have Ryan Hall Y'all with the weather. Love Ryan Hall Y'all. You have Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands in La Palma. St. Bernard Acres with Joe. You also have oh gosh, the Green Dream Project out in Arizona. Really good people out there as well. You have the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there as well. I have not talked to Bizariza Jizza in a while. I know he's probably taking another break. So he will be back at some point. He always is. So he's probably just really, really busy with work. Southern Prepper One is another good channel. I like his channel as well. Boss of the Swamp. I always liked Boss of the Swamp as well, and I liked what he put out. He puts out there. There's a lot of really good information out there. There's a lot of good channels. Like I said again, you have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Adapt 2030, Suspicious Observer. Uh, what else? Going blank here, but a lot of good channels out there. We should be supporting each other. Survival Lily is another one. Uh, Somebody's got Rose Red Homestead. Okay, so a lot of good channels. I think we should all be supporting each other, and I think that is a good thing to do. So let's do that to show support for each other. I really do got to write a list down because then I will just have it and I can just read off of it. And then if there's somebody that I need to add on to it, I will. But at some point, honestly, I will do that. But I can't say when that's going to happen because I don't know. I've got a few things on my plate, just a few. Yeah, I know. I got to get the list. Yeah, obviously 80K man. I don't even think I said you tonight, did I? So, and also we have Bizriza Jizza as well. Two New Yorkers as well that we should be supporting them. So, but after almost 2 months, they're still catching trout out of my stream. Well, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that at all. So that's it, guys, for shout outs for tonight. We'll just do that. If I miss somebody, I do apologize. Again, one of these days I will sit down and I will actually write a list out, and we will go from there. How does it feel being back in New York from West Virginia? Nikki's Nook, I'll be honest with you. I don't consider New York home anymore. That's kind of where my mindset is. I cannot wait to be out of here fully and not be, in New York and not have to make any more trips back to New York. I'm looking forward to that, to be honest with you. I just, yeah, not my thing, not anymore. My heart is down in West Virginia, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work on the situation down there. Hey, there's Philip from Melbourne, Australia. Well, you're getting ahead of yourself there. He's back on his own channel too. Look at that. He's not on the wife's anymore. Well, good for you, Philip. You're a little early for the we haven't done We Are Legion yet. We got a few more minutes before we get to that, but it's all right for jumping the gun. Glad to see you're back on yours though. That's a good thing. So again, guys, taking care of your business, taking care of what you can control, I think is hugely important. I'm going to absolutely encourage you not to be victims, and work on taking care of the people that you care about. I think that is hugely, hugely important. I think that we need to stay diligent in that aspect of it as well. So definitely take care of your business. Oh, we got a new hat.
Well, I just made.
Who did you make this one for?
I don't remember their name, but I remember their cat's name was Jupiter. I still have to put
Cat's name was Jupiter.
I still have to put the name on the hat I wanted to show you for stream ended.
There's where the ears go. So
There's
there,
a little cat hat.
and she's got to put the name on there yet, and that's going to be for Jupiter. So there is a cat hat, and I will demonstrate
Oh yeah.
because I have the same size head as a cat.
It fits gorgeously.
Does it look good?
Oh yeah.
Is it? Am I rocking it?
Big time.
Hold on a second. Or put it on. Come here, baby girl. She's like,
I want
what's
to.
going on?
Yeah, we don't want to
No,
disrespect
all
the
right.
hat.
So we have Max is chilling there, and
The
Stella
sleepy
is
Stella.
sleeping, and then we got the baby. The baby.
It's not your color.
It's
No,
not my
fine.
color. Come on, I was rocking that hat. So anyway, that's the hat she just made.
For people saying if only I had a cat, I do make human hats as well.
Yeah, she does make human hats. You don't have to be a cat. If you would like to have the hat so that you can put your ears out of the hat, she
I
can
guess
make.
you could request it.
You can request that, and she can do that for you as well. Have you ever thought about adding an underground bunker to your new property? Yes, I absolutely have how-to videos. We are planning on doing that.
Oh,
We
okay.
absolutely are.
People asking where the other two dogs are. One's right over there, and the other one was in my room.
Yeah.
So they're okay too. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, they're always around. They're always around. So, uh, I have too many cats for hats. Oh, it's all right. We have 7 cats up here. Now we got more strays hanging out. There's another cat that we saw has been hanging out, came around today. He's all black, but he does have a collar on, so I don't know if he belongs to somebody or if some jerk off dumped him off. But big old black cat, male for sure. And so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so we have food outside for the cats, and so we'll see what happens. We're suckers when it comes to cats. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how people can just do that to animals. I really don't. Have you found a favorite restaurant in West Virginia? Not yet. Not yet. I really haven't. I'll be honest with you. I really haven't been out and about very much. I have been working on things on the property, or I got people coming in there and all those type of things. So I haven't been, out doing a lot of things. Now, when I get, I look like a rabbi in the hat. I got to get the little tassels on the side, that little curly Q coming down the sides. Um, but what was I gonna say? Oh gosh, I was gonna say something. Oh, so, um, down there, I haven't. I do plan on hitting They have a lot of flea markets down in West Virginia, and I definitely plan on hitting some of those and checking those things out. So that will be happening more. I need to get out and about more down there. I've just kind of been focused on taking care of things. Like the bulldozer guy, a lot of times the only time that he can come is on the weekends. So I have him come on a weekend, and I'm hanging out and doing whatever else I'm doing. So, but rabbis don't have pom poms, right? But someone said lumber prices are going down. Is that true? I have no idea. I know that I paid out the wazoo when we built the battery room. It was very expensive, very very expensive. So I have no idea. So all right, let's do this now. What are we at? 572 in the chat. We're 483 on the thumbs up. Let's shoot for 550. Let's go for 550 for thumbs up. So that's going to be the goal. We got like 10 minutes to go. So let's see if we can do that. That's 66 more thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time for that. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. The other dogs are right here. They're not anywhere. They're right here. Uh, Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Okay, so we are Legion. We are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? So I see we have Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Christmas Valley, Oregon, Melbourne, Australia with Philip again. That's all right. Western Kentucky, Athens, Texas, Missouri, Frankfort, Illinois, Central Missouri, Waterloo, New York, Ocean Park, Washington State, Michigan, Ulster Park, New York, South Dakota, Inverness, Florida with Clyde. We have Vegas is in the house, East Central Illinois, Daytona Beach, Dayton, Ohio, Southern West Virginia, Connecticut, Coverdale, Indiana, New York City, Florida. Let's see, Dallas, Texas, West Coast of Florida, Minnesota, California, East Coast, North Carolina again, Black Mountains of North Carolina, three of them, there we go. Western New York, we have Tucson, Arizona, Atlanta's in the house and from Georgia, Houston, Texas, Colorado, Las Vegas, the beautiful Caribbean, that's awesome. Welcome. Black Mountain, North Carolina, Southern Idaho, LA, Union City, Pennsylvania, Bethany, New York, Atlanta, southeastern New Mexico, England, in the UK. Welcome, glad to have you here. We got Hawaii in the house with Raylin. Sunny North Highlands of California, very nice. Virginia, North Georgia. We have Virginia once again. Key West, Florida. Never been all the way down to Key West. That is definitely another place in Florida I would definitely like to go and visit. Dayton, Texas. Birmingham, Kent in the UK. Very nice. Glad to have you here. Vancouver, Washington. Nowhere, Oklahoma. Gatlin, Pennsylvania. Northeast Ohio. Massachusetts. Southwest in the UK. Very nice. Got a lot of people from the UK tonight. Alliance, Ohio. Where's all my Canadians tonight? I don't see Canadians popping up on here. Southwest Virginia. Let's see. We got Michigan is in the house. Southern Indiana. Kenya, very nice. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. Verone, BC, Canada. There we go. Gypsy Mama Preppers in the house, representing Canada. I know, usually I got a whole bunch of Canadians, and I didn't see any tonight. Oh, BC, Canada, you said it. Okay, Donna, I may have missed it. I apologize. Florida Panhandle, West Tennessee, Ontario, Canada, Wyoming. So there we go. Now the Canadians are showing up. So California, San Antonio, Texas, North Queensland, Australia, very nice. Let's see, Mississippi. Let's see. I think that's going to be it for the shout outs for the where everybody lives. We have Louisville, Kentucky's in the house, Jacksonville, Florida. So, Quebec, Canada, very nice. So, again, we are a huge network of people. We're a huge family. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. We are the ones, folks, that truly can make a difference. We really can. You know, we are awake. We are ready. We can make a difference now by trying to educate and open people's eyes if they'll listen. And if they don't, Eastern Ontario, Canada, near Ottawa. Very nice, Paul. Very nice. You know, but after an event, we can help people. We don't always have to help them with food or whatever that may be, but we can teach them how to survive. And 80K Man just has a great thing: preparing to fail, or failure to prepare is preparing to fail. And he's 100% correct, or 100% correct. Yes, we're awake, not woke. No, we are definitely not part of the woke crowd and their lunacy. I don't adhere to that at all. Again, I've said this many times and I will say it again. I am not politically correct. I never will be politically correct. I say it like it is. I do not sugarcoat things. If you like that, great. If you don't like it, you are free to go on about your business somewhere else. Because I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but some of y'all need to get a thicker skin. WDR, it was 9 eggs today, and Thick Neck did lay today. We have Northern Colorado in the house, Viking Bear prepping. So, anyway, yeah, it's just, we really can make a difference. We really can. And there's a lot of us. People don't realize realistically how much power we have, but we do have a lot of power. Besides the government, who is prepared as preppers? And I want you to think about this. Do you think that the government's going to look out for everyone? Do you really think they will? Too many people to look out for. They're going to pick in who they choose to look out for. Guaranteed that, okay? And it ain't you and it ain't me. So we need to be uh, self motivated, preparing for ourselves, and taking care of our business. And I think that that is important to do so, okay? But other than preppers, the people that are the most ready is absolutely the government, but they are not getting ready for everybody. So that's what you need to remember. So be proactive, help yourself, don't be victims. I think that's hugely important, hugely, hugely important. So what do we at 532? So we need 18 more to hit 550, guys. We need 18 more thumbs up to hit that 550. Made it lower. Didn't want to go crazy on the number today. So if you have not shot that thumbs up, let's do that, please. And I do appreciate that. But, working together, we can accomplish realistically whatever we want to if we ever come together. It's sad that we don't. It really, really is. And that's just my opinion. Too much hatred, unfortunately. Ultra mega. That's right. Let's go, Brandon. Right? Oh my goodness. So yeah, prepared family says, what happened to the bird flu? Well, I know. Well, now we have monkeypox, so we have something else to be afraid of. That's all I'm going to say. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome, and thank you very much for what you do. It really is appreciated, and I think you guys are amazing. Coming in here stream after stream, keeping things squared away, and again, it is really, really appreciated. Also, I want to thank all of you for being here. It really does mean a lot to me. It's a lot of fun, these chats. I try to ask, try to get to as many questions as I can. It's kind of tough sometimes, and I don't see everything. I try to do the best I can. So, but I do enjoy these chats, and you guys do ask a lot of great questions, which I think is important. Sharing information is hugely important. There's always a lot of great comments as well, and I think that that's a great thing as well. So, anyway, I want you guys to remember that we are all in this together, that we are one race called the human race. As soon as we could figure that one out, folks, we're going to be in such better shape. We have to stop letting them manipulate us. They do it over race. They use religion. They use political affiliation, the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. All those things are not don't make a difference. Believe whatever you want to believe. Pray to whoever you want to pray to. Who cares what color your skin is? If you're a good person, you're a good person. It doesn't make any difference. Okay. There are scumbags all over the place out there. And it doesn't, there's no thing rubber stamp that says all scumbags are this color. No, it don't work like that. So let's stop letting them do that. They do that to keep us divided and fighting amongst each other so we won't deal with the true problem, which is big business and the government. That is the real problem. That is the real issue. And it blows me away that people just continue to buy into it. And I want you to remember this is important, okay? Hate hurts the person who hates. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody. I don't have time for it. It's a waste of energy. I have better things to do with my time than to sit around hating somebody that they don't even know I hate them. It's a waste of time. You got to let things go. You got to let that go, you know. Also, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So you make sure if you tell the people that you care about every day how you feel, it will be much, much better. Your life will be better. It enriches people as well. Take a moment. Be kind to a stranger for no other reason than to be kind. It doesn't take much. It don't take much, and it's good karma. It really is. Big believer in karma, and I think that that is something that is really important that people should be remembering. Do things just because it's the right thing to do. Weird concept, I know. With zero expectations, it's crazy, but it works. It's great. So, also, guys, the most important one, STD. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you guys are going to be just fine. If you work at whatever you're working at methodically, it doesn't have to be about prepping, doesn't have to be about being off grid. It's whatever thing that you follow your passions, follow your heart, follow your dreams, make it happen. And again, only person stopping you is you. That's it. All right. I hope you all have a great night. I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse One out for now.